Okay, so hello, and welcome to our YouTube channel. It's where you can find many web developer tutorials and live streams, coding sessions. We are experts in front-end development, Angular, React, Node.js, DevOps, project management, UX, and more. Need web application development help? Reach out to us for a free consultation at contact.b2v.com. Ilyass, I'm Angular consultant at B2V. I have here with me Fábio. Hey Fábio. He's also
Hello.
an Angular consultant at B2V. So in the next 1 hour 30 or 2 hours, uh, we are going to continue working on the Leaderboard of Nonsense application. It's an Angular Firebase application. The aim here is to show the process making of an Angular app. We try to not prepare anything beforehand so we can encounter bugs, issues live and try to fix it. Um, okay, so the goals for this live are first we need to fix an issue of an avatar, a UI issue. Uh, then we need to update component to load profile information and edit them, and probably add in a guard to update profile route. That's it. With this out of the way, I think we can start.
Awesome. I'm gonna start by sharing the uh, sharing our
Okay, so
production
this is,
URL,
yes,
and I think we should commit the latest changes and publish what we
yeah,
have currently, so we can show the UI issue we have.
yeah. Let's first run this because we don't remember these changes. Maybe it's breaking something. Let's make sure that everything is working. Here is that. Should I increase the font? Uh, or do you
Um,
think it's good?
I think yeah, increasing a little bit would be good.
Okay. No, like this.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Uh, let's see our application. We have a login. Here we have the leaderboards. The login is file base of login. It's working. This is the issue. When you fetch the when we fetch the image, it should be rounded here. Uh, it's not. It's like a rectangle. Um, yeah, let's commit this, deploy, and then try to fix this issue. What do we have here? Okay, login service, just some prettier stuff. Um, the login component. I don't remember why we did this.
It was to fetch user data if the user is already logged in. So if you refresh, then your data is
Ah,
available.
okay. We can see the login for some uh, seconds between the fetch is complete. I think we should fix that too.
Yeah.
Uh, login service. I think this is related to the same thing. Uh, yeah.
So this was the update to when the form user form changed, and we saved the form that gets sent to Firebase and saved in the backend.
Mm-hmm.
So once you commit, you're going to publish?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you push this to the repo first? Then to deploy, we just need to run ng deploy. Should probably do it with the internal Angular CLI package, the install one by npm something. But it's working. Okay. It's published.
Nice. So let's see if the issue is still present in production.
Mm-hmm.
Can you try it?
Okay. Yeah, it's the same. Can we have image inside of an anchor tag?
Inside, I think so, yeah. I don't see that as a problem, but that's what caused it, right?
Uh,
So we changed from a button to the anchor tag. Yeah, we need to debug that.
let's see. Yeah, if we use button, it works. Probably there is some styling issue or something. Where can I find this?
Yeah.
In the top bar? Yeah. Plugin. No, it's on the login component. Okay, so we are using this classes from the Windows 95.
Maybe that's an issue with. Oh, did you solve it already?
I just changed anchor tag to button. It's working.
Oh, no, yeah, it works, but that's a problem because we are changing the route. We're not running a function, are we? We have the route to a different. That's why we made that change. We have a anchor to a different link in our website. That semantically the correct element to use would be the anchor tag.
I'm just trying to see if this utility classes should be used with a button or an anchor tag. I don't know if they have something here in the documentation. Where is the avatar here? Docs? This is the docs. No avatar?
So the issue, I think, is that the anchor tag is the default is display inline. If you change it to display block, it's probably going to fix it.
I should change the anchor tag to inline.
No, it's inline. If you change it to display block, then it's gonna work as the button.
Yeah, Why?
and that solves the issue. Nice. Let's commit that and publish so we can have the updated version,
I'm trying
and we
to
can move on
understand
to the next
why.
problem.
Should we
What?
bother ours? I'm trying to understand why.
I think that's the behavior of the inline. It's a difference in behavior from the inline to a block, how they are rendered, and then
Mm-hmm.
um, the child image uh, will not. Uh, it's kind of it's. I think it's finding the parent above the inline element, and that's its reference. So you would have to uh, use a different. Since it's a different reference for the parent element, you would have to add the overflow and routing to the parent, a parent that's not an inline element. Does it make sense?
Oh, not really. I'm feeling like I'm missing something. Ah,
Yeah,
okay.
it's just the behavior of an inline element.
Okay, let's just fix it and worry about that later. That's the life of a software engineer. If it works, we wonder why. If it doesn't, we also wonder why. Okay, it's working. Should we fix this? Showing the login?
Fix fix what?
Should
Oh,
we
I think that's
fix?
fine. I think that's fine because that's waiting for um, it's probably waiting for a response
Yeah,
from Firebase. Yeah.
I'm thinking of having resolver, for example, to this to the leaderboard or to the whole application, and then see if we have a response from the authentication, whether it's null or not. We just need a response. Like, need to know if Firebase did check the authentication. Then we can display the whole app and show some loading or something in the whole app. I don't know if this makes any sense.
Yeah.
Or
Um,
it's an optional thing. Let's leave it for later.
yeah, I think that's a non-issue right now.
Ah,
It's just a minor. Uh,
okay.
but one thing I've noticed is that the update profile route is not working.
Oh, why is that?
Let's debug.
Um, let me see.
Is it because we don't have a router outlet somewhere?
We have this router link.
Where?
It's
No,
linking to.
that's fine. But the
Where is the?
router outlet here looks like it's in the wrong place.
I.
It shouldn't it be outside the. Oh no, it's correct.
That's correct. Yeah.
I was just looking at thought it was inside the ngIf, but not that's not the case. Um,
Okay. Let's go to. Okay. And it's weird.
Maybe
To
it's not receiving any user information. What happens if I just change it to user component works?
oh,
Okay,
it's
yeah, let's see if the component is working.
but the URL is not. Oh,
Okay, so this is it's the observable that's not emitting what we expected,
okay.
right?
So it's showing the component, but the component is empty. Okay, so let's first commit this quick fix. Okay, just committing this fix to login. Let's go login. Avatar. Okay. Now we need the update user component. To load profile information, we need to fix this. It should load the profile informations and show them in the profile component.
What happens if you navigate away from the user component and then get back to it?
Sorry?
If you navigate away from the user, the update profile, just go to leaderboard, and then after that you navigate to update profile. Maybe that works.
I'm sorry, can you please repeat? I was reading a message. They said the audio is not.
So you're navigating immediately to the user component.
Mm-hmm.
Can you change that to go to the home page and then later navigate to the home component just to see if that behavior is consistent when navigating?
I'm not following. What's the issue here exactly?
Remove the update profile
Uh-huh.
part of the URL. And then let it load and then open. Yeah, so the user observable is still not emitting anything.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
We
let's see
can
this user component. Yes, that code should be on t-shirt. AJ, what's code? I think he's talking about we wonder if we have problem with something like this. I forgot the
Oh,
code.
right.
Your audio is kind of out. Remember just because.
So I'm thinking why there would be an issue. We're
Okay, is it
taking.
working now properly?
Did you change anything?
Um, I'm talking about the mic again.
Oh,
Ilyass is
I'm
always
gonna.
struggling with the mic. Every stream. Okay. Let's now do some Angular coding. Okay, we have here the user service.
I'm
We
just
have
changing
team
it.
user. this dot user service get user. Let's see. Let's get user. Yeah.
How can I open localhost in my machine?
I think I have to give you the access. Oh, you can just, you don't need an
Oh, I
access.
can?
You just, yeah, you can, I don't know if you can see this interface, shared
I
servers.
can. Yeah,
If you click on
it
local,
works,
okay, cool.
Nice.
Uh,
Thank you.
get user, let's see what this get user do. Checks the ID, brings the document reference, this Firestore user ID.
Okay, so the user service is getting user data.
User service is getting user data.
Yeah, I just added a log to inside the merge map, line 42, 43, and it's emitting values, but
Why do we have this return here?
why do we have what?
A return here in the line 38, return doc data.
I
Okay,
don't
if I
remember.
the
Get user. So it's used in login component. Get user. I don't know if we have a take one operator. But it is working. So why doesn't it? So user gets a observable. Let's do it like this. Actually, tab. Then console. Can you import the tab?
Mhm. uh,
Okay.
should be imported from operators? No, not from.
I don't think that matters. I think RxJS also exports all operators.
Okay.
Okay, we got a null value. Weird. Undefined. User service. It's reloading for me.
I'm checking now the documentation on the file and see if they have updated it or not.
Good luck with the documentation.
I know that they haven't last time we checked. I don't know about now. Okay, storage.
That's weird.
It's not. Okay, it's not. So back again to trying to understand the documentation on our own. Okay, let's see.
This is so unusual. What's Firebase login? I'm not seeing any component console. I'm going to try to change the console user. Okay, so user component gets undefined value for some reason. But the user service, okay, I think I know what's going on. So it just takes one and there's no user. Wait. I think can you comment the take one? I think that's what's preventing further emissions. It's just taking the first value that's emitted that's undefined.
I'm wondering, why do we use this login service and get the user, and we have the ID? What's this ID? Isn't this the ID we use here?
No, the ID is used to get information from the login component will get that information.
Oh, I think it would be better if we have the ID in the route and then resolve it and then do the call. Let's see first if this works.
So if we pass on the ID, we just go straight to doc data. And if we don't, we wait for the login service data to then ask the user data in doc data. But I think the take one is the problem.
I think we can use take Intel. It's not new. Or the opposite. No. No, it's not going to.
No, I think the take one is the problem.
Okay, let's see this. Let's put a break here and refresh. What's the value of Firebase? Okay. We have a value. Now, UUID tab user. Oh, user is undefined. I think we don't have it on the. Do we? Do we have it?
Where?
On Firebase. I'm
I
gonna
think we do.
go and test uh the ID. This is the ID. It should be available in the users document. Oh, how can I
Also, you
search?
think there's a mismatch between?
It has
I think
one
we
at the end.
we did solve that issue, didn't we?
Yeah, we don't. We don't have the ID. Can we edit this?
Mm.
Uh, okay, let's
So
add a new document.
so
If
if
you
there's
remember
no
the
user,
fields, yeah,
no,
because
we have we
it's
have
user.
logic to add user. We have the logic that adds the user. Maybe that's the issue.
Probably because here it's fetching uh, the document, but it's undefined. Either
I think I know what's going on.
either this is not
I think I
working.
know
Where
what's
is
going
it?
on,
What?
Ilyass. Uh, you added some logic to what how you could uh, who could write or read, so you don't have permission to write.
Um, do you think?
Yeah, can you try to undo those changes in the backend?
Okay.
I think that's for
Yeah,
some
the
reason that logic doesn't work, and you don't have the this if request of different than null is not working.
I don't know, but uh,
I think
we
it's
can
not.
test and see.
Can you change the read to read right?
Uh,
Okay.
yeah,
Now you're going to be able to create the user. I think maybe you need to, uh,
log out.
yeah,
We don't have a logout button. I think it's using storage, local storage. Where is the local storage? Uh, no, session storage. Yeah, we deleted this. Refresh. Yeah, logout. We deleted from local storage. Okay.
okay. We should add a button to log out.
Yeah.
Um, okay.
Let's see if it did add the
D
user. Yeah, it's not added.
with
Yeah, but something is off here. We have a lot of documents, but none of them is the. Oh, you see, it's adding the ID in this attribute as ID field, but it should make the
No, that's
document.
fine. That's fine. The ID field is fine.
Yeah, but
Um,
it's not the right one. We should have this ID field in the name of this document.
but that's how we fetch the user. Oh, I get it.
So when you do the refresh here and fetch with that ID, you get the appropriate one.
So the document ID is different than the ID field. Is that it?
Yes. Or
So
we can
update
change
the
the logic here
so add
to.
okay. Then add user should not uh,
You should
clear.
change it in the login.
Okay,
Uh,
so
when we do,
there's the user service that method add user. That's what's happening. So add user
users.
is being called, I think, with
Okay, add
a
dog.
different ID than what we need.
Where is this user collection? Okay, so if we can here specify the name of the document. I don't know if this is correct to say the name of the
Let's
document
just
as
use
the ID.
the email, uh, right?
If you know how to use the email, we can use the ID. The problem is to uh, make this ID equal to this one.
Let's see.
I don't know what we have here.
We have
Let's go
access
on a
token, auth, UID.
reference, collection reference, data.
Yeah, that's the same. That's the same. The UID I get on the Firebase user is the same that it's trying to add user, but it adds user. It's the same, but I think the collection is different. The collection ID.
Yeah,
Uh,
we should have the same one, the same collection ID as this ID field, which is the ID
can you look
of the
for?
authenticated user.
Okay, can you look for L7? L7
L7
and U.
U capital U,
No,
just U.
all
Okay,
lowercase. Doesn't make a
L7
difference, I think.
U.
There should be. Okay, I can see that there's a difference in the amount of characters, I think. In ID field, you have more than
It's not
in
the
the
same.
document.
I think this one
Yeah,
is auto-generated. This one is
okay.
auto-generated one, but this one is the ID of the authenticated user.
Okay.
We
But
need to
I don't think I get that collection, that document ID. Um, can you look for the L7 UI inside any of those documents? Inside the documents, so as the ID field.
here is one L7 UY.
Okay, so let me see, SY1Q. Let me look for this in the um,
Yeah, if you do this,
auth
it should work like the if for
SY.
example,
Okay, let me look for
right.
this in the object. S. I don't think we have that. Maybe we're looking in, we're fetching data. Let's see, returned. Okay, that's the issue. Docref
Yeah.
is looking for user and then
If
user UID.
if we change
Maybe
it
we
here
need to remove the UID. Yeah, if you did that, it would work in locally for me. But that's
Yeah.
weird.
so
We just need the docref is the whole collection, I think. So we need to remove the user ID and just have user, I think. And then from this user collection, uh, we're then returning the doc data that's filtering the user with this specific ID field, if that makes any sense. But I don't know if that's the correct way. I feel like if we filter out user slash the user ID, then we are already getting information from that specific user. I'm still getting undefined.
okay, doc user. Where is the user service? That doc.
Huh. That's so weird. I feel like this logic should be working.
What logic?
The one we had, it was working. Why isn't it working now?
Because because this user does not exist with like this. In order
But we
for
were
it,
changing in the last stream. We were changing things, and it was working.
Did we?
Is it possible you made a change to the code?
I don't think so. Let's see the commits we have. Okay, we can check out this commit and see. Okay, I'm gonna stash this.
But you didn't commit after the stream, right?
Sorry?
You didn't make any commits after the stream,
No.
so you don't have the working version.
I think we have, it's this one, update profile works. We can check out to it, see if
Okay.
it's still working.
Okay.
Where's checkout here? Reset. Okay, let's do reset. No, not reset. Switch. Okay, in the user service we had this, and in let's see if it's working.
It should be working.
It's not.
Return. It's the same.
Yeah.
But there's no add user to it.
I think we called this update on login.
There was no add user. So that's the logic we added.
It's not working because we don't have this ID. Maybe if I log in with some other ID, something. It was working before because we manually added the document here and the other attributes. That's why it was working before, and then we added the logic for adding a
Okay.
new user, and that logic was not correct. That's why. Okay, let's go back to our mm, okay, probably should do a checkout to main. And bring the stash back. Get stash, I think it's pop.
Add talk.
Service. If there is a way here to when add in a new document, you specify the ID of that document. Okay, we give the reference.
Yeah. What version are we at?
In Angular or Angular Fire?
Angular Fire.
Let me double check. 7.
7?
Yeah, the latest.
But that's Angular Firebase version 9, right?
It's Angular Fire version 7. There is no version 9.
I mean for Firebase.
For Firebase.
Yeah.
Let me see. Where is Firebase here? Maybe Angular Fire has it as a
as a dependency. Angular Firebase 9.8. Add a new document in collection. We need to run the set doc function, not add doc.
Oh,
And then
set.
let's see if there's a set doc in
There is
AngularFire.
one. There is one.
Okay, let me go to Angular service. So this is the function I found. Maybe we're running a old, would be something like set doc and then doc, and we need to import this from somewhere. And then database, weird. AngularFire set doc.
Reference data.
Okay, so there's add doc, AngularFire, add docs.
There is no difference.
So
Maybe
we
we
would
can
just
do
be
this.
using Firebase directly with the set doc. Maybe there's a way to set the ID.
Can we do this? A string representing the path to the referenced collection relative to the path. The collection identifier. Maybe we can do this. Equal to ID.
What if we change ID field to
Oh, it's a read only.
ID,
We can
just ID? What if you do this instead? Or add both ID field, ID? Maybe this works.
Oh, we can do this. Wait. We can do this, I think. Collection, something like this. Const user collection, or just user equals to collection, and then collection needs firestore, then path. Let's do this. So I'm gonna copy it from here, this dot firestore, and then
We
this
already
dot.
have this dot collection.
Yeah, I'm
This
going
dot
to
user
do.
collection.
I'm going to do this user dot not dot but dollar ID.
Well, but that doesn't exist yet. That's what we are trying to do. We are to add this ID to user, and it doesn't exist yet. So user here, when you're trying to add it, it's undefined. It's not in the
No,
collection.
we have the ID.
We have the ID, but this doesn't exist. It will return undefined if you run. If this works,
Okay, let's test and see. Okay. What is the other? It's add collection. Add
add
doc.
doc. Yeah.
User, and then we can do ID. We have some an error. This should let's test if it's going to add a new. when this method is triggered. It's add user. Is it when you finish login? Yeah, it's on it, so it's gonna be. Do you remember the ID? I think it's this one. Okay, collection reference must have an odd number. Let's see. Yeah,
Maybe we're just querying incorrectly.
query and execute.
Okay.
I guess we need to see the set add document with custom ID. Probably we should filter result by past year only. This is the method you found.
What? So yeah, and we can even do this. So, oh, that's sorry. ID field, ID. I think that's enough. I don't know if ID will work in this case. Maybe it does. And then we would just use the add doc. Well, what did we have before? We pass on the user collection, and that's it. Did it work?
I was looking at Google. Did you make some change?
Yeah, I made some change, but it still doesn't work. I feel like I don't know. I feel like we're making some mistake.
It's following you to the side.
Wait, what?
I'm trying to follow you, but it's following you to the side of the VS Code.
It's because I'm looking at the changes.
Okay.
Maybe no. Yeah. So now the get. Did we have a console here? We did. So this is obviously not working, right?
Yeah.
We did get the
Um,
ID.
did you verify what version we have on Firebase? Is it 9? On the package.log.json.
Yeah, it's 9.8.
Okay. I'm searching if there is some other solution.
It's so weird that the, of course, the login would not return the Firebase for us. So I want, maybe what we want is to query not by ID like this, but find by ID field. So is this possible? Okay. Oh, okay, got it. We need a way to use the doc function to filter by ID field, and maybe let's see, doc path segments. Okay, so maybe we want get docs. Get docs, and we have a query instead. Query. Right? I think that's what we want.
Sorry, I was looking if we have something else.
So it would be something like get docs, and then
Why get docs? Why not just use get doc?
is there a get doc?
Yeah.
Can you import get doc
Okay.
here? Get doc. I don't think get doc is what we want.
It's the same thing as earlier. We will be fetching something that does not exist.
So
We need something like create or something like this that is going to create the document.
now what I want is
I don't know if there is a solution if not solution, but if we can have the reference to the collection and then use some add or something. I'm gonna try to do it here. This that user collection. Gonna stop following you for a little bit. Check this user collection. This Firestore.
why is it so hard to find examples?
Because it's new.
document.
String representing the path of referenced collection.
Collection. Okay. So we have the doc ref. Wait. This was doc. Oops. Doc. What we want maybe is return doc ref. Now, this dot user selection. Weird.
You wanna have documentation? Check this file. Doc. Create.
Which file?
Can you follow me?
Wait. Okay, I'm following. Let me remove this.
This is the official documentation looking into the JS docs of this methods.
I don't see anything. It just shows me user.service. You can. Okay, I'm looking at.
There are a lot of overloads here of doc. I don't know what's the difference between them. Gets the document reference instance that refers to the document at specified absolute path. This one.
No, we
is
need a way to query.
To create.
Query. No, to fetch data, like you would do in SQL. Like I need the document that has the ID, the ID field, specific ID field, not ID. ID would be better, but we don't have that information on login.
Yeah.
Unless we created the document with add doc in a specific way, but we don't. We I don't know, maybe add doc has a way to do that. Yeah. It's like we don't have access to modify specify the ID we want with add doc, at least. Add doc returns a new map. Wait. Add doc. I want to see add doc's implementation. Add doc. Type collection reference. Yeah, I don't think we have that. It just looks like an incomplete. We need to go to the setDoc function. Import it from Fire. So setting a custom ID in a
Do we
collection,
have
that's what
a
we want.
set dog?
Yeah, it's from, you can import from Firebase Firestore or Angular Firestore. I guess Angular Firestore would be better. So set doc, and then there's this doc which I don't know where to import from, and then this dot collection, and then the ID, and then the ID field ID. Where is doc coming from? Okay, and maybe that works.
Yeah, let's
And then we
comment
can,
the add doc.
yeah, I just need to put the user ID back. And over here, I think that's it. Okay.
Let's just
I don't know if this is going to work, but I hope so.
I have a feeling that it's going to work. Oh, it is working.
It is working?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Now
Okay,
we're
so
creating. Oh, finally. So
yeah,
basically,
we just needed to go here and see because I think it has 5 overloads. Let's see them quickly.
no, this
Set
is not,
doc.
we're using the Firebase API directly. This is not using Angular Fire. This is the thing. We're not using the Angular Fire API. We're using the Firebase API directly. That's the difference. The Angular Fire exposes the add doc, but unfortunately, the add doc doesn't allow you to specify the ID that you're creating, but we need to. In our implementation, we need to. So we need to use the set doc, which comes from Firebase itself, not Angular Fire. So confusing. Wish they would have that ability to set the specific ID we want created, and I don't know why they didn't.
Yeah, it's confusing.
Very much. So now it's working, our implementation is correct. We're getting the correct ID. And I guess refreshing works as well.
Now we need to show the infos. I think we do already.
Okay, need to remove this. We don't need that. So now it's the interesting thing. We need to get the information from user and put that into our form. Yeah, so we will need a different user. Wait. Maybe we can just put something like this. But it's text. I don't know. I don't remember.
Value,
Text
I think
something.
it's value.
Value. Okay. Value
Yeah.
equals to what?
Yeah, for
Equals
this.
to user dot description, and then value equals to user dot display name. If that exists, and let's just change this to save, right?
Okay.
So now we should have the user information available when,
Refresh.
yeah.
It's not.
Now when you refresh, we should. All right. So we're definitely saving that information, right?
Yeah.
But we are not fetching. Or we're looking at the wrong input. Let's just put user here.
Oh, I think the value is not working. The value thing.
Okay. Okay, we get the name.
Yeah, we should probably affect this on initial init or something.
Or
Yeah, because if you have,
or maybe we needed it to be.
or should
Yeah,
we
I don't know.
switch to ng model? It's gonna be much easier.
Yeah, I don't like
Forms
that.
module. Yeah.
So what we can do is, so a good way to do this would be, so we're subscribing in the template, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we want to run some logic when we receive user information.
Mm-hmm.
We can pipe that inside the user component. So we have the user. We currently pipe that here, but we are not going to console this. Instead, we're going to run this dot form group dot
set
control dot description dot set value. Display name, description, and do the same for display name. That should be it.
Yeah.
It worked.
I'm just thinking it's gonna work. Yeah. Let's test. Refresh. Yay, it's working.
Nice.
Thinking if there is a better way to do this. Probably
Changing the form group to observable, but that's not good, I guess, because we need the value here.
What?
I'm just trying to think of if there is some better way to do it.
I think this way is good. So when we update information, uh, obviously we're going to receive uh, the user was always going to emit again, but it's changing
The
uh,
form.
the value, form value to the same value it already has, so it doesn't make any changes. Doesn't look like it's changing anything, but it is. So the only thing missing now is feedback for the user. So you know when you change it, you had a successful API call.
Mhm. How do you think we should do that? Uh, Maybe using.
So update user is a promise. I think we can just pipe it. We can turn that into an observable. Or so it is a promise. We can just, yeah, I think we can turn that into an observable. And then subscribe. And then when we have a successful response, we do something.
Hey, welcome back, Mark. Mark said that finally one of my meetings ended and early and I can watch the stream.
Nice.
Yari yari. What is the saying that Mark says every time? Uh,
Howdy, howdy. I don't know.
yeah, yari yari.
Yeah, I
Okay,
think
cool.
if we do this, we should have a way to do something when we successfully update user. But even better if we pipe subscription and do that inside the pipe. I think that becomes more readable. I prefer it this way. And then here we could, not that we need to do this, but we could, you know, show a success message to the user.
Yeah, we can just show some cards from the Windows 95 UI kit. But my question would be, how would you handle the unsubscription here? Because in this case, it's not an HTTP request, and it should be you should unsubscribe from this.
I
Uh,
I don't think so, because
it's a promise.
once the promise completes, then
Okay.
it's done.
Okay, in this case, yeah, because the update user is a promise. Okay. Okay. Let's see if it does console success. Yes, it does.
So
We need.
technically, you could have problem with reference if inside the pipe you're running some function and while you're waiting for the update user to complete, you navigate to a different component and then it completes after you've navigated away from the form component, and then the component doesn't exist anymore. And then when your pipe happens, the component is destroyed, you're gonna have a runtime error because the component doesn't exist anymore, and you're trying to access a component method or something like that. But if you had a service, maybe that could happen as well, because the service is a component reference. Yeah, so maybe you would need to have a on destroy inside pipe. And that goes for every observable that might take time to complete.
Yeah, well, and I think we should also disable the button when it's fetching or something, or at least show some loaded message.
Yeah, I mean, for now, I think we need to implement this for now.
Okay.
And the risk is the user updates multiple times, but there's no problem if the user clicks the button a lot of times.
Okay.
So what's next for our goals?
I think the update user component and load profile information is done. We can add the guard for the update profile routes.
Okay.
Should we commit this first?
Yes. And I think we need to publish this. So
yeah. 5. I feel like we had already this commit message that it's working, but turned out it's not. Okay. Let's deploy this. Deploy. And for the guard, it's gonna be, I think, the up protein. No. And the leaderboard routing module. Okay.
okay.
Where is the link? If I logged in with the same account, it should show me the updated description and stuff. Yeah.
Nice.
It's working. I'm gonna pass the thing for you guys to update your accounts.
Oh,
then
I think you forgot.
Forgot what?
There's a missing letter, and maybe the link is broken, possibly broken. Yeah, it's broken.
Oh, really?
Okay, I need to get some coffee. Can you run this for 2 minutes and I'll be back in a bit.
Okay. Used to have the VS Code on the right. I always go to this side, so can I remove this virtual desktop? Um, okay, so we need a guard for our update profile route. It's been a long time and didn't add a guard, so let's do it together. To do that, we should. Oh, this is the new um guard stuff, I think. Okay. Run guards and resolvers. Run guards and resolvers from two. What's the difference between these two? Defines guard and resolvers. One. Let's generate a guard. The generate command. Guard.
I'm back. So
Welcome back.
Mark did a great package, the NGX. Help me, Mark. What's the package name? The routing package. I wonder if his package could help us not need to use guards. I don't know if the package solves anything like that. We don't want to load the module if the user is not logged in.
Oh. I don't know.
Mark has abandoned us.
As a what?
The feature flag router, I think. Flag router. So extends route module functionality to allow for conditionally lazy loading child routes based on a feature flag. Allows for services to configure routes and includes helpers for preload strategy. I don't think we need. I think it could do the same as guards do, but maybe it's simpler to use guards.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you need run guards and the run guards and resolvers? Is it
Sorry?
I think there's a simpler. I think there's a simpler way to use guards.
Do you want me to follow you?
No, I'm
I
just
do.
looking at the documentation to see if
Okay.
there's.
This should return observable of audience. And we will just need the routes. Probably.
Oh, there's a can activate is the correct.
Yeah,
Let me
can activate
see.
will let's see, interface that class can implement regards deciding if a route can be activated. If all guards return true, navigate is false. If any guards return false, navigation is cancelled.
Yeah. Did you create a guard file?
Yeah.
We would put the guard inside here.
You can follow me. I'm on the alt guard.
Okay.
Tab
I just need you to import that into our leaderboard routing. Import alt guard. So anytime the user tries to go into the update profile, it's gonna run the auth guard. And if we change the can activate to can load, it wouldn't even load the module, but it would still need the can activate, I think.
Do you want to use can load?
No, but
instead?
that's not a lazy loaded component. So
Yeah, okay.
we could make this component a lazy loaded component. It would save us. It would save for users that do not need to log in. It would save some network data. So I think it's a good practice, but we don't need to do it.
I think we need the state. What is it called? The other parameter. State router state. Okay. State snapshot. Oh, it's not states. So we should probably. Okay. Should probably add the router.
You just need to check if there is a user.
Should we
right?
navigate back? No.
No,
Just
I don't think
check.
so.
Okay.
It just won't navigate. And I think the auth guard is clever enough to not keep listening to the user observable. So it's gonna take one for us automatically. We don't need to take care about that. So what we need to do now is try to run update to navigate to update profile without logging in to see if that works.
Okay. Now it's letting us. Let's log out. This is the way we log out. We go.
You could open an
then refresh. Yeah. That's why we need a router. Because now it's not activating the route, but it's doing nothing. You see?
It's fine.
Update profile.
If you go to the home page and then try to change it. Okay, if we add a button that navigates you to, yeah.
Okay, let's do it now. I'm gonna do it the hard way.
Okay.
Probably doing this and letting compiler do his job would be much quicker, but I'm stubborn. I don't
what
think this
happened
is
is,
the appropriate way to do it.
so let me see. If all guards return true, navigation continues. If any guard returns false, navigation is cancelled. If any guard returns a URL tree, the current navigation is cancelled and a new navigation begins to the URL tree returned from the guard. So you would need to return a URL tree to the homepage, and we just need to create a URL tree.
Okay. How can we do that? I have never worked with your URL trees.
Okay.
Should we just use a tab and redirect to the?
So there is one example in the documentation.
Okay.
I'm gonna share this on Twitch. Basically, you're gonna inject router into auth guard, and instead of returning false, you're gonna check. You're gonna return true if there's a user, and if not, let me change this. If not user, return URL tree that we are going to implement in a bit, or else just return true. This is, so the way to do it would be to this router dot parse URL, and then it's just going to be a blank one. Then we need the router, private router. And I think, okay, Boolean or URL tree. I think that works. Can you try it? Cool. So parse URL is creating the URL tree for us. Navigating? I don't think that's recommended. Yeah, because the can activate can return the URL tree, and that is a feature created just for this. Yeah, that's what it's for. If you can either return the URL tree or the Boolean, and that's in the signature of can activate if you look at the documentation. So if any guard returns a URL tree, the current navigation is cancelled. A new navigation begins to the URL tree returned from the guard.
Okay, cool. I think that's about
If you
it.
navigate inside the can activate, it's like I don't know. I think it's probably messing the navigation, the current navigation you're at. You didn't cancel the current navigation you're trying to do, and you already use the method to do some other navigation.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think maybe this is better because this is just going to complete the current navigation without needing to run more events and anything
probably
in
doing
the application.
the manual navigation will trigger some events or stuff behind. Okay, cool. Let's commit this and deploy. I think we're good to go. Fit, profile, feature, and guard. While it's doing that, let's deploy. Sync changes. I like this feature. Deploying instantly.
Yeah. That's great.
I need the link. Oops. Not this one. Oh, okay. So if I try to go to update profile, it should navigate me back to the home page. Yeah, it's working. Okay. I think we have completed our goals for the first time in all these live streams. We can call it a day, or we can say we
it's
can call
about
it a
time.
live. Yeah. Okay, so thank you guys for watching and see you in the next live stream. Bye.
Thank you.